Hello. So, today we want to talk about our experience at Urban Air in Cranberry. And we went there yesterday. We wanted to get footage, but we weren't allowed to have any type of camera or phone
Yes, we were
on
gonna
you.
bring a GoPro with us that I got and do a voiceover of our fun experience, but we found it too risky to try and get in there with a GoPro. So we just scratched the idea of recording it and just decide we just talk about it.
Yeah, and like I can put up some pictures, not of us, of course, but of what it looks like if you
Yeah.
aren't familiar with Urban Air. But we went for our 2 year anniversary yesterday, and yeah, we just decided to have fun and we didn't want to get in trouble. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun. I've been there before, but he's never been
It was
there.
exhausting.
Yeah. So I mean the first attraction that we went on, of course, is the trampolines because it's a trampoline park and it's also an adventure park. So there's more than just trampolines, but there were just standard trampolines. You were not allowed to do any flips. It was
Actually, now that I read closer into all of the rules, it says no double flips and no backwards facing flips. So you could have done front flips.
okay. Well, I don't do flips, so
I'm not good at them.
but there you're only allowed to have one person per square. Like it's squares of trampolines, so there couldn't be two people on a square. But some of the walls, they had like wall facing
Yeah,
trampolines.
they had four going this way, four squares, and then the last square also went up against the wall at an angle. Kind of like, I need your hand. Kind of like this.
Yeah, and
And you
then
could bounce from here to here.
but then there were also like ramp ones.
Yeah, in the center, so that you
Yeah.
could go up the ramp, and then down, and then up the wall a little
Yeah.
bit.
And yeah, there's also a section just for kids that's 7 and under as well. So of course like we weren't in that section, but for people with like really little kids,
Oh,
they were
really?
supposed to
Wait,
be over there.
hold on now. Talking about little kids only. Didn't
It
you
doesn't
make
matter.
me go into the little kids maze
Okay, we'll
adventure
get
thing?
to that later. But it's fine. There were bigger people going in there too.
No, there wasn't.
Yes, there was. I saw them. That's there. I literally did.
Yeah, she saw them.
I literally did. So, yeah, and the trampolines. I mean, there's like not much to it, just like trampolines for that part, and that was fun. And then there's there's like a tiny like strip of trampoline as well, specifically made for like
Doing
flips.
tricks and stuff.
Yeah, and that's like a netted off area. So I of course didn't do any flips. He tried to, and I
It's a
jumped on
lot
it.
harder than I remember.
It's the trampoline's a lot springier over there. Um, so yeah, I mean, I didn't utilize that section too much. I was mostly in the trampolines, and then another section that there was like this. I don't know what it's called, but it's like this big like it's called the drop zone.
Where the air thing was. The drop zone was really fun. She didn't like it too much, but it had two trampolines set up. One was broken, but you could use the other trampoline. Then it has a giant like airbag that refills, and you just jump right into it, and it's fun. You just dive,
I mean, it's fun, but it's kind of scary for people that are not as
or really
adventurous.
small like you, because it's like maybe 6 foot, 7 foot deep.
Yeah, and then like the airbag just like goes like all
Yeah, it
around
goes
you, so
around
it's
you a
really
bit,
scary.
but not like close, like claustrophobic, but like anywhere
Yeah.
you touch, like you get like a 2 foot radius of it just down with you, but you still gotta climb out of it, and you can't see like the edge of the where you climb up. You gotta climb towards it, and once you get there, then you can see it, and then you gotta climb out.
Yeah, and then also I mean there's of course more to this and I'll talk about that like the rest of everything that we did, but the cost was actually really, really good for having full access to the
For
park
2 hours.
for 2 hours, 2 whole hours, and trust me, you don't need the full 2 hours.
Wasn't it like 27?
Yeah, something like that. And the only issue is that like if you don't own the Urban Air socks, you have to get them from there.
Yeah. But
Um,
that's only $3.
yeah, and that was really fun because I went to a different adventure park that I'm not going to name, but it was a different trampoline park.
Just for
And
trampolines.
yeah, I mean, no, there was other things in it, but like you paid like that exact amount of money for just trampolines, and it's just like that one section, and that's it.
And it was for like a half hour, you said.
Yeah, for like a half hour.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that worth it, but the Urban Air experience was like really cool, and it's kind of like glow in the darky there, like everything's like black. What? Like everything's like blacklight at Urban Air. You were literally there. I don't know why you're
Yeah.
acting like that. Okay, so
I just remember liking backlight stuff.
yeah, and the next section that was there is they have these
They have a foam pit, like the foam squares, with the bar down the center that you walk on and battle each other with the foam sticks, and you try and knock each other off.
yeah, but it's kind of scary because if you go
She
backwards,
couldn't budge me at all, and I couldn't hit her hard enough to knock her off because I was afraid I'd hurt her.
yeah, you have to hit them from the side, but that like the foam pit itself is fun, but it's really hard to get out of.
Yeah, they're not easy to get out of.
No, and there's a part with trampolines, but for dodgeball.
Yes, it has a line set down the center, and it's two different sides. That has the trampoline that goes this way and then up against the wall on both sides, and you could just bounce between them and toss dodgeballs at other team people.
Yeah, I feel like that's more
It's-
fun for
Yeah,
like
team.
groups of people.
Yeah, because you'd have one person per square, and I think there was 4 or 5 squares on each side.
Yeah, and like kids frequent this place.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, there were some adults there that were like partaking in the Urban Air
Experience.
Yeah, but it was mostly like parents with kids. Which I don't know why, because a lot of the stuff on there like you should not be doing as a kid. We'll get to that like later, but
You like things I was doing.
what?
The
Not like what we both did.
well, yeah.
I mean, there is like more adult sections, but there was this basketball thing. There was like an adult one and a little kid one.
For
And-
slam dunking balls.
Yeah, so it's like basketball, and that was
With a
fun
trampoline.
with a trampoline.
You were too short to do
I was
the big boy one, but you
too
could.
tall for the little one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then
They also had a Wipeout slash American Ninja Warrior course that you could go through, where it has the things where like you have the ropes that you go through, climbing through the walls, stepping from side to side. I love those, and under it was a ball pit, which I'd never been in until I failed one of them. But I only failed it because it's not easy. I did not see anyone else there complete it. It was one of the ones where you have to, there's a plate that's like this, just hanging by 4 ropes, and then there's another one, and you have to jump on and grab with your hands and then scoot your hands down it, and then collide it with the other one, and then hop from that one to the next, and then continue that way, just sliding your eye in. And I could make it all the way across one, but whenever it came to jumping to the next one, I never got full fingers on it, and I always slipped into the ball pit.
yeah, that one
I plan to do it one day, though.
that one's more for adults. It was really hard, and like the ropes on there,
Yeah,
like
it
whenever you're
hurt.
climbing the ropes, it hurts because you don't have like shoes on or anything, and those
Yeah.
are like hard. Like there's like hard pieces on it. It hurts.
Well, the ropes themselves are really tight and tough ropes.
Yeah, it
like
hurts.
those are the type of ropes that you use in different types of martial arts training.
Yeah, it hurts. But the
Yeah.
cute thing is that they have these like cheese boards that you
It feels like
Climb
steel
on.
rods.
and I'm talking about the cheese boards now.
Yes.
The cheese boards, so it's like Swiss cheese, so you have like footholds and everything. Those are still hard, and I hurt my foot on one of those. Uh, um, yeah, and the ball pit's also hard to get out of.
Yeah.
But it's fun for
It's fun
trying.
to bury yourself in it.
Yeah.
Just lay back and just shake yourself a little bit, and then you're gone.
But it's like fun to try, but
then you go around
hurts.
going da dun da dun da dun da dun da dun da dun.
No, okay, no.
They had a rock wall, which was really fun. She did not partake because of someone will tell you a bit later. But they were fun. They strapped you into a bungee cord, and then you just climbed up rock walls. I did 2 different ones, pretty fast and easy.
There was like a padded house one, like it was in the shape of a house.
Yeah, and that was the first one I did. And then they had another one that was like a crevice that zigzagged, and you're supposed to just go in the crack and go from zigzag to zigzag, but I literally just put my back against one side and just climbed up like a ladder.
Yeah, and then we had there was 2 standard ones as well, like one on the back of the wall and then one like in the middle.
Yeah.
I think the middle one was more for kids, but there was also like these like pillars.
Yeah, pillar
that
steps.
the kids could go on. Yeah, the pillar steps, and then there was the kids course, and yeah, it's like a play zone, but I did see adults going there.
I did not see a single one.
I did, okay?
And while we
I
were
was
in
on
there,
the slide.
there was a kid going around
Stop.
questioning why we were there.
Because I wanted to go on the slide. It wasn't that big of a deal. Like, I'm fine. Like, everything is fine. Like, I mean, like, it was... I just wanted to go on the slide. And, like, my friends went in there before, and I saw adults in there. So, you can't... I'm serious! Like, it's literally okay. You and I both have our clearances. So, like... So, it's literally fine. But,
They also had a $2 hurricane experience, which I thought would be more wind.
It's just like the standard things that you see at the mall.
Yeah.
Like I've seen this before, but it's a lot of wind. But it's nice after you're all sweaty and then you go in there, because I could feel it under like my feet. Like I wasn't in there, but he was, and I could feel like some of the wind come near my feet, and it felt nice.
They had a zip line that they'd strap you into a bungee and you'd zip line around the whole park for all the attractions. That we didn't get to, unfortunately. Plus, we couldn't find our way up to do it. But we did go up to do something else.
Yeah, and that was the
this was terrifying.
Yeah, and that's why I didn't want to do any other like heights thing.
About 15 feet up, they had an obstacle course that you'd walk through attached to a bungee, where there'd be just like going across obstacled bridges, like dot steps that were just a foot, or just a straight beam, or a
not even a beam that goes like this, and then like it's cracked off, and then there's a beam all the way over there.
They also had the straight beam that we went on.
I know,
but they
it was
had
terrifying.
ladders. They had bridges that were just like half of a bridge on each side, as well as a normal one, but it didn't have spaces in between it. They also had one that was just foam pads that you'd step on that were attached to ropes, and that was really scary because they'd swing and move. Plus, they weren't all perfectly level, so you'd be stepping up to one or down to one.
And on the dot ones, I couldn't make it because the ropes were just too far
for her to grab. I didn't even do the whole thing because I'm afraid of heights, and I got sketchy, especially whenever I did the foam one. I was going to try and do the whole thing, but she was too scared and couldn't make it past there, so I had to go back. And going back, I was like, "This is scary." So I went through that scared, and you had to drag the bungee along with you because it wouldn't move freely with you. You'd have to stop and pull it to make sure it's with you, and you couldn't grab from behind. You had to make sure that the cord came up under your armpit, so that you could just grab it like this. Because grabbing like this wouldn't budge it. So I went back to her after I got off the phone. Once the rest was pretty easy to get to, but it also locks in place for the direction you go through. Because whenever you're going through the piece, it slides around on a little piece like this. So let's say this is the bungee cord right here. It's attached to a little disc that's in a column like this, so that it slides through it. Well, whenever you go to a section to start a bridge, there's a little piece of metal that once you pass it, it stops that from going back. So whenever I got there, she accidentally passed that to try to do the dot ones, and she just couldn't reach the rope. So I had to put my hand up there. Thankfully, no one was paying attention. We probably would have got in trouble. And I had to push that pad up so that she could bring her cord back through it. And then we said screw it and went back the rest of the way, which was just one way, back to the door, and that was that. And my legs were shaking.
It was very, like, it's not like it was too hard, but just, like, focusing on taking that bungee with you and
it was too
coordinating
much.
all those steps with doing that. Like, if it went along with you, it wouldn't have been as bad.
Yeah.
And also, like, the cord was just so tight. Like, I was scared of falling because it wouldn't have enough give.
Yeah. Even though there were bungee cords, I did bungee jumping at Cedar Point. Bungee cords, to actually have give to bring you back to where you were, you need 2 cords on each side, or 1 cord doubled.
Yeah, I wouldn't know
but they
what
weren't
to
like
do.
This. They were just one singular cord, probably about 1.5 feet long,
like
attached to the back.
If I fell, I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be like
basically
standing
be hanging there until someone came to help you, or you'd make your way back up. And if that were to snap, there literally was no net. You would have fallen straight onto steps, tables,
to the ground.
The railing.
Yeah, and I'm not adventurous. I'm not good with any athletics, like, at all. So
I was the one that dragged her to do it, and then she dragged me to do the kid stuff.
I'm also, like, terrified of, like, literally everything. So I feel like my favorite part was definitely just the trampolines. I really like the trampolines because, like, I just like trampolines, and plus I needed some good old-fashioned cardio.
My favorite was the dodgeball and the American Ninja Warrior-like part, because I really love doing those things.
Yeah.
Because those are the kind of athletic stuff I like to do.
So, yeah, and also as far as, like, COVID restrictions,
some people weren't wearing masks even though you're required to, but some people just don't care. It wasn't too packed for the size of the building, but there was a decent bit of people there.
No, but they had, like, capacity requirements. Yeah, they had capacity requirements per 2 hours. And they, like, made announcements for who needs to leave and stuff.
Yeah. They gave you colored wristbands per hour. We got 2 since we went online, got the 2-hour pass. So they gave us 2 different colored bands.
They also cleaned the equipment after, like, use and after those 2 hours. I mean, supposedly, like, I didn't witness any of that, but that's what I read on the website. And I did witness them cleaning the harnesses, though.
Different urban areas have different things. Like, we were looking at and hoping that this one had some of them, but they have free-falling skydives indoor, which we really wanted to do,
yeah.
But this one didn't have it. They also have arcades at some of them, golf courses at some, well, mini golf courses at some of them, as well as VR arcades in some of them, too.
And they have bungee jumping, too.
Yeah, and they probably also have laser tag in some of them, too, more than likely.
Yeah, that's what I said. They had laser tag. But they have, like, bungee jumping, not like regular bungee jumping, but, like, on trampolines so that you can balance even higher.
And then do, like, flips and stuff on it.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it, except for, like, they had a food stand, too. It, like, takes a while for you to get, like, your food.
Yeah.
I mean, the things that we got was, I got a fresh veggie tray, so it's carrots and ranch.
Yeah, fresh. It didn't look that fresh.
It was carrots, celery, and ranch. Though. The carrots were good. The celery was, like, iffy.
I got a slice of pizza, which is their
was
pizza's
amazing.
really good. Like, I would
I took a
buy
bite.
that pizza. Like, just order it.
Yeah, and then you got an Angus burger.
Yeah, I got an Angus burger, and that took like 15 minutes to get one Angus burger. But it's made like fresh by them, like 100%. You can tell, and it was really good.
Yeah, and they sell like candy and stuff. You got Nerds.
I still have them actually. Yeah, they got these nice little rainbow Nerds, and they're lovely.
And they give out Life Water as well for like the water bottles, which has electrolytes and they're purified as well. And
really good.
It was pretty good water. And
they
then
have Gatorade. They had ices. They had popcorn. They had ice cream too.
Yeah.
But none of them were really good. They were like the typical ones that like everyone likes. Like, well, actually, not even everyone likes, but they had like sundaes.
It's like the stuff you did at school.
Yeah. But only the cup ones. No bars or anything like that.
No. But they also had like other drinks like iced tea and stuff.
And Gatorade, which I grabbed a Gatorade while we were leaving.
They had chicken tenders and fries too, but I didn't get those.
They also had mini hot dogs.
You mean corn dogs?
Yes.
And I think hot dogs. But yeah, so
and they had nachos too.
Yeah. But for 2 hours, I think it was a really good experience. And like, you definitely do not need those full 2 hours too, because I was very tired, but I'm like pretty out of shape.
I should be in shape, but I was tired as heck too.
Yeah, so
I'm not in shape.
But it was really fun. Yeah, it wasn't my first time there, so I don't know if you have anything to say about that.
The only place that I've been that was like a place like that would be the Olympic Fun Center, and that's over more towards the Newcastle area, and they're both really fun. If you like to be more active, definitely Urban Air. But if you like to be active but also do a bunch of other things, for example, skating, or some not arcade, but like the type of games that you'd play whenever you're at, for say Chuck E. Cheese, like the games where you get tickets, like those type of games where you throw balls and stuff like that. They have that, and it's really fun. They have a really big kid area that you would love to go to. But I would definitely be caught getting in there again. Because the last time I tried, I was like a foot shorter than I am now, and I got caught. But they have a huge skating ring that you can go to. They have a rock wall. They have a decent-sized laser tag area. And then the games plus the whole games that you can toss stuff at. And it's also real fun because they also have this event which they're probably going to start back up after COVID, but it's called Lockdown, where you'd go there the night before and you'd get locked down inside of the Olympic Fun Center till the next morning. So it'd be from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. You'd be locked in. And it was fun. You could bring sleeping bags and stuff and just camp out, and it was fun. It was really fun. I used to do it every year. I did it every year for 3 years. And I always had fun. I also had some good friends that I met there, which, unfortunately, I didn't stay in contact with.
Okay. So, yeah, that was our experience.
Yes. Places like those are some of the best places to have, like, cool, fun dates. We eventually plan to go to a Dave & Buster's because of the whole arcade and all the stuff that you can do there with the mini golf and stuff like that. That's a place I really want to go to. But those type of places nowadays are like really underrated. But if you look back at like movies and things from the 90s, they were a really fun thing, and they still are. Just people take them for granted now. For example, if you ever watch the original Karate Kid, the whole first date montage was them at a park like that, where they just did arcade games and small stuff like that. And it's really one of the funnest things that you can do, because you can compete, you can just work together, you just have fun. And that's the point of it, is just to bond and have fun together and make memories.
Yeah. So there you have it. That was our experience. So,
we definitely recommend it, and
yeah.
thanks for listening and watching, I guess.
Yeah, so, bye.
Bye.